Good afternoon. Oh, okay. So I don't have a whole lot of time, but we're going to try to jump right in, and we must discuss this hardly initiated episode. Okay. We must discuss. And in particular, we're going to talk about the clip that I shared. I'm actually going to share some more clips later on tonight and tomorrow. But we must discuss. We must discuss because y'all, oh my goodness. I needed to bring my other phone up here so I could look up this gentleman's IG because I want to, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to post some more clips later today and I'm going to tag him. Yes, that was, she said I was in that live. That was a live. Woo. Woo. Y'all got to go over to YouTube and you have to put in hardly initiated, and I want you to watch that live. It was a long live, but I need you to watch that live because so many truths were dropped in that live. And I'm gonna be honest with you, modern day people, modern day men and women, y'all not ready to have that conversation. That is what I grew up on. So most of the things that were discussed in that live, that's all I know. That's how I grew up. That's the only way I know for things to be. And so, we're bringing this to, 2023. We're bringing this 1970s conversation, 1960s conversation to 2023, and y'all's heads are about to explode. Like y'all don't even know if you coming or going. The men don't even know if they coming or going, listening to this conversation from this old soul. Because this young man, he's younger than me, but he gets it. And a lot of modern day people, men and women, you all don't get it. And then you say things like, well, it's 2023. It's impossible to be in a single earner household. But yet, my statistics say otherwise. There are plenty of people who are living in a single earner household. And, let's go here. And this was my argument this morning to my guy friend, because we still having this discussion via text back and forth about this idea of, this provider household, men providing financially and otherwise, because see, y'all are getting stuck on the financial piece. It's not just about the finances. There are other things that a man should be providing to a wife. So let's give context to this conversation. Are we ready? We're going to give context to this conversation. Number one, we are going to discuss marriage. Okay? So this is within the confines of a marriage. Let me give context to this conversation so we can jump in. I'm not talking about your boyfriend or your girlfriend. I'm not talking about your cohabitation partner. I'm talking about men and women who are married. Okay? So let's give context. Let's put this conversation. Let's get framed to this conversation. I'm talking about marriage. So if you are a man and you are married, if you are a woman and you are married, okay, let's give some context to this conversation. So I brung some research with me because you all know how I do. I definitely am going to give my opinion and my advice. But for those of you who like data, you like science, you like facts, you like statistics, I can bring that as well. Because that's how my mind works too. Okay? Pew Research Center statistics. In a growing share of U.S. marriages, husbands and wives earn about the same. Interesting. Okay, but we are still seeing in egalitarian marriages. So remember, I used a big word there, egalitarian. What does that mean? That means that husbands and wives bring about the same amount of money or similar, between 40 and 60% of money to the table. Both of them work and they, for the most part, earn about the same between 40 and 60%, and they bring that to the marriage. Okay, that's an egalitarian marriage. So y'all call it 50-50. They're saying 40 to 60%. Somewhere in there, you're both bringing that, you're both paying for the bills around that percentage. That's called an egalitarian marriage. Okay? The average number of hours spent on paid work, for men, it's 44.2%. For women, it's 41.1%. Pretty close. The average number of hours spent on leisure each week. For men, it's 25.2 hours. For women, it's 21.6. Average number of caregiving. For the men, it's 5.1 hours. For the women, it's 6.9 hours. Caring for children and pets or what have you. Ooh. In egalitarian marriages, the average number of hours spent each week on housework. For men, it is 1.9%. For women, it is 4.6%. What these statistics tell us, so I'm going to just break it on down. What these statistics tell us is that in these, we're going to call them 50-50, but I can say egalitarian marriages, both people are working outside of the home full time, but we are seeing that men tend to have a little more leisure time than women. Women tend to have a little more caregiving than men. Women have a lot more housework than men. So you all want to split the bills. You want to split the financial responsibility. But what we're also seeing is women, let me keep going. Women take on more of the caregiving and the housework. So we're not going 50-50 on that. Women's financial contributions have grown steadily over the last century. While men may remain the main breadwinner in a majority of opposite-sex marriages, the share of women who earn as much or significantly more than their husbands has roughly tripled over the last 50 years. Okay, there are 5 basic marriage types. You ready? 1, wife is the sole breadwinner. That means the wife has positive earnings. The husband has no earnings. 2, the wife is the primary breadwinner. The wife earns more than 60% of the couple's combined earnings. Then the husband has some earnings. So she's primary, not sole. 3, egalitarian marriage, which is what we're sort of discussing now, the 50-50. Both wife and husband earn between 40 and 60% of the couple's combined earnings. Number 4, husband is the primary breadwinner. The husband earns more than 60% of the couple's combined earnings. Number 5, the husband is the sole breadwinner. The husband has positive earnings. The wife has no earning. That's what I came up under, and that's what I participated in. Okay? All right. Let's see what we got. Is this referencing the 50-50 Men Exposed episode? Somewhat. Any man that allows his wife to bring 50% to run the family don't deserve respect. Oh, Lord. Y'all shots fired. All right. We don't do 50-50 where I'm from. Oh, okay. What about yard work? Are women cutting the grass, cleaning gutters, etc.? So first of all, sir, that is seasonal work. You're doing that seasonally, especially if you live in a place like where I live in Virginia. There's like 5 months out of the year where you're not doing that. 5 or 6 months. Let's go there. 5 or 6 months out of the year, you're not doing that stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone wants to act up. That should be a man's job. Okay. We've shots fired already. All right. Are we ready? Far fewer husbands are the sole breadwinner in their marriage these days. Ooh, this is the Pew Research study. Breadwinner wives are still in the minority. So most women are not, the breadwinner, meaning sole or even primary. Oh, earnings arrangements within marriages will differ by demographics. Here's a big one. Among wives overall, Black women, those with a 4-year college degree, those aged 55 to 64, and those with no children are among the most likely to be the breadwinner in their marriage. Ooh, Lord. I don't want no parts of that. Okay? In egalitarian and breadwinner wife marriages, husbands spend considerably more time on leisure activities than wives. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I don't want no parts of that. When it comes to what's best for the kids, most Americans think both parents should be equally focused on work and home. A 77% majority say that when children are being raised by a mother and a father, they are better off if both parents focus equally on their job or career and on taking care of children and the home. Oh, Lord. Okay. 29% of marriages today are egalitarian, up from 11% in 1972. So we are seeing more and more 50-50 marriages. That's what's happening. Okay? Wives with more formal education, we know this, are more likely to out-earn their husbands. Nearly 1 in 5 wives who have completed at least a bachelor's degree are the sole or primary breadwinner in their marriage. We know that to definitely be true in African American households. Black wives, college graduates more likely than other wives to be in egalitarian and breadwinner wife marriages. Okay, and now I'm going to go over to this study and I'm going to tell y'all why that is. You ready? Lord. Okay, here we go. Next page. Because y'all, I can't make this stuff up. It says, scholars studying African American gender roles agree that gender role distinctions among this population have been negated to a certain extent. Scholars argue that African American women are taught to be independent and strong and to prepare for careers rather than to rely on marriage for economic security. The literature contends that African American men, due to challenges regarding unemployment and low wages, are unable to assume traditional gender roles within their families. Interesting. I find that these studies fascinating because we know that African American women tend to seek higher education. But what I've always questioned is, why don't more African American men seek higher education? Why don't they seek to learn a trade? Why don't they seek some sort of certification in something or another? I'm just trying to understand why that is. If we're able to do it, why aren't African American men able to do it? Like, what is the disparity there? I'm just curious. So that's just me. All right. Black wives are significantly more likely than other wives from other racial or ethnic groups to be the breadwinner in their marriage. This was actually also the case in 1972. Today, roughly 1 in 4 black wives, 26%, out-earn their husbands. Wow. Y'all, I can't make this up. So, here's what I'm going to share with you just from my experience and from my opinion. Okay? I grew up with a lot of strong black men. Most of the people in my family were men. Okay? I had grandfathers, I had fathers, stepfathers, I had uncles, I had male cousins. I grew up with a lot of men in my family. It is not unusual for me to be led by men because that's all I knew when I grew up. Like, men in charge, men out here working, men telling me what to do. None of that is unusual to me, okay? Because that's how I grew up, with men making ish happen. What y'all seeing in 2023, all of this is foreign to me. I do not understand it. And even years and years ago, with the men in my family, a lot of them were not college educated. Some of them were, a lot of them were not. My father has, I think his highest level of education was the 9th grade. My father does not have a high school diploma. And he started a business and worked in that business for as long as I've pretty much been alive. He has been an entrepreneur and has worked his business and still works his business to this day, and he's 81. So I don't get it. Like, I don't get the excuses. I don't get, not having the grit. Like, I don't understand it. I can't make my mind wrap its way around all the excuses, all the limited beliefs and the limited thinking and the mindset, the scarcity mindset. Like, I don't understand it. I'm going to be quite frank. I don't get it. I don't understand a man, a grown man, not having the wherewithal to say, I need to make it happen. I need to make ish happen. I just don't understand that. I don't understand the excuses. I don't understand the pushback. I don't understand it. The lack of wanting to be challenged. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm just going to be honest. I don't understand how we got here. And this idea that, I want, let's go here. Being married, taking on a wife, it's, last I checked, it's something you choose. It's a voluntary thing. It's something that you choose, right? Last I checked, there's no law in the United States of America that says you have to get married. There's no law that says you have to have children. There's no law that says you have to own a dog or a cat or anything else. You can remain single. You can just take care of yourself. Last I checked, like, you don't have to sign up for any of that. And yet, we are doing that, but it's like we want the benefit of it, but we don't want the responsibility of it. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. When I chose to become a mother, when I chose to get married to a man, to have a husband, I knew exactly what I was signing up for. I knew exactly what I was going to take on. I knew what the responsibility was. I knew what the requirements were of me as a wife. Like, none of that went over my head. I knew what I was signing up for. It was a voluntary gig that I said, ooh, me, choose me. And I then walked all of that out. But I'm just trying to understand how a man could take on a wife, a responsibility, because that's what he's doing. And yet, as Yada explained, okay, so you want to take me on, but you want me to take on half of your manly responsibility. So I want you to be a woman. I want you to help me out with my role as a man. I want you to be a mother. I want you to take care of a home. Help me out with half of my role as a man, as a provider. Make it make sense. I'm confused by that. These comments are jumping by, so let me go back. Hold on a second. I am the breadwinner and my wife is able to do what she loves because I'm the breadwinner. Excellent. I love it. I love it. Great. And I want you to do what works for you. Not having the grit. You said it right there. Yeah, we lack grit. I don't understand it. Like, I'm just not. I can't wrap my head around it. Nor having the grit. Yes, I just don't seem to understand. Yeah, the grit is what keeps me attracted. Lord, it's hard out here. It's real hard. White men don't make that much more on average, so I think it's a problem for white men as well. Maybe not as much, but still. I don't care what color the man is. If he got a thing swinging between his legs, if he got some balls, then he need to add some backbone and some heart and some rationale. Roll all that into one and make things happen. That's it. It don't matter to me the color of the man. But if you are a man, if you are a God-designed man and you want to take on a wife, and again, ain't nobody tell you to go out and do that. Ain't nobody, it's not required for you to have no wife, no kids, no dog, or anything else. But if you're going to do it, step completely into that responsibility. Understand what you're signing up for. That's all I'm asking you to do. But you want to step in it and you want to get the benefits of it, but you don't want to take on the full-on responsibility. That's the part that's got my mind blown. That's like me wanting to have a bunch of kids and drop them at my mama's house every day. That don't make no sense to me. So I want the benefits of being able to put 3 kids on my taxes, but I don't want to actually be a mom. That don't make no sense. Okay? My kids wasn't getting dropped over my mama's house rarely. Like, that rarely happened. They're my kids. That just don't make no sense to me. I'm just trying to see why we have to put labels on everything. I do all the yard work and help with the chores and do most of the cooking because I want to, not because of a label. Then that's on you. Do what works for you. Okay? But I'm going to be honest with you. Let me see. Dylan Mac 74. People today, they don't have no common sense. They're not critical thinkers. Somebody's got to tell them something. That's why. Because somebody got to tell them something about this stuff. They don't have it in them to figure it out, to critically think. Somebody has to tell them. And there's nothing wrong with people mentoring people. There's nothing wrong with people giving people mentorship around things like this. I believe more men should do it with men. Men need mentorship. That's it. Men want the benefits of headship, but not the responsibility of it. Yes, and it's called the spirit of confusion. That's what it's called. And y'all quick to want respect. You quick to want to be in charge, leading us down a road very quickly to nowhere. That's what's happening. It's confusion. It's not of God. It's pure D confusion. You want the benefits of having a wife. You want somebody, I want to be the leader. I want to be in charge. It means go first. It don't mean follow me. It means I will go first. I will set the example. That's what true leadership means. I am responsible. That's what true leadership means. But anyway, you want to is exactly the difference that she's talking about. The grown boys today don't want to do anything but be chased. And the crazy thing is women are chasing. Yeah. It blows my mind. I don't know how we got here. I honestly don't know how we got here. I don't. I think she said 1 in 4 women out-earn the man, but I could be wrong. I joined about 10 minutes late, so excuse me if I'm wrong. No, you're correct. You're correct. Yeah. I think it's more a black woman's poor choice in men. 1 of 5 black men are in the upper class. Okay, I'm not going to disagree with you. We as women, and I'm going to hold women, I'm going to hold their feet to the fire. We as women, we have to choose better. 1,000%. I'm right there with you. We suck at choosing. I've always said that. I've never, ever ran away from that. What I believe is like a statistical fact. We suck at choosing. We are horrible at the men that we choose. We have to get better at choosing. I agree with you there. Okay? My apologies. Plus, black women prefer to work jobs today despite the man wanting otherwise. I mean, again, there are a percentage of black women that want to work. I believe a lot of that, and I'm not saying all of it, but I believe a lot of that is this programming they got from their mother and their grandmother. They got this programming that says, it's all about men trying to control them and men being abusive and men, all this modern day foolishness, because again, these women didn't have any healthy black male role models. This is what happens when there's no healthy, strong, masculine black male role models in a family. When it's nothing but women, nothing but mom and grandma and auntie, and no healthy black men. Or maybe you saw some black men that just sat down and sat in their easy chair and read the paper and shut up and let the woman do whatever they wanted to do. You saw a black man let women walk all over him. You did not see any healthy, masculine black men leading a home. That's where that comes from. And so in their mind, any form of black masculinity is like Mr. on Color Purple. Like, no. All I saw was healthy black men leading, taking charge, making things happen, paying bills, taking care of kids, making sure we got to church, the whole nine. That's all I saw. So it pains me sometimes when I hear women who have not had one healthy black male role model. It pains my heart because I'm like, wow, that was not my experience at all. What's your definition of grit? It is the ability to do hard things. It is the ability to rise when challenged. That's what grit is. Okay? You have the ability to do hard things. You lean in instead of out. That's what grit is. And people today are sorely missing it. Feminism, yeah, that's just destroyed us. And y'all, if you're African American, that feminist movement, that wasn't even for you. That wasn't even about you. And then here you come. Oh, let me see what this is about. Okay, I think I want, that's not even for you. And you all up in this mess, and look at what it got you. That movement was not even for you. And look at where you landed, jumping on that liberal train. But anyway, 80% of black people were married pre-civil rights era. They sure were. 50% were in poverty. But you know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I would rather have a husband and 2 kids, and maybe we struggling to make it. But in my mind, the cornerstone of our community is family. And that is what we are sorely missing. We are not getting married. A lot of us are not having children, or we're having a lot of children out of wedlock, which is not helping the family unit. So I'd rather be broke with my man and my 2 kids, and we a family, and we go to church and love God and pray about it. I'd rather that than what we got now. It's a mess. It's a great big mess. Less than 18% of black men are in poverty today, yet black women aren't marrying. Like I said, the feminism done did a job on our people, and it ain't even our fight. We all up in something that don't even relate to us, don't have nothing to do with us, when we all up in it. Anyway, that's what it's like in my family. There are marriages, but the women run everything. Yeah, that's a horrible example. And of course, you're probably going to, try to find a husband like that you can control and run all over. And there are plenty of women I know that do that. I'm not interested in that. That's not a guy I want to have sex with. Can I be honest? I don't want to have sex with that guy. Okay? I want to have sex with a leader. I want to have sex with a provider. I want to have sex with a man that gets ish done. That's who I want to. So that's just me. I don't want that guy. 80+% of black people were married. Okay, got it. Right, when white women get the right to vote, black women still weren't allowed to. Feminism was never for us. Nope. Yeah, nuclear family marriage equals success. Agreed. Yep. So true, Miss Anita. Most movements weren't for us, black people. They weren't, but y'all jumped right on it. No, I won't try to find a husband like that. That habit pattern stops with me. I'm doing marriage the right way. Excellent. That's what I want to hear. We have to heal our hearts. We have to recognize good men, good, healthy, masculine men that want to love us, that want to provide for us. And remember this, ladies, a lot of you have the masculina gene. You won't let a man provide for you. It's no, I got it. No, I can do that. I can pay for it. I can do this myself. And I can't tell you how many women I've coached when I make the suggestion that, let the guy plan the date, let him pay for the date, let him, if you're not comfortable with him picking you up, you meet him there. If you get to a point where you're comfortable, let him pick you up. Like, let him provide 100% for that experience. And a lot of them, well, no, I don't want to do that. I don't feel comfortable, blah, blah, blah. I can pay my own way. I can get myself there and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and you wonder why you get into these marriages that are 50-50. Because you won't let a man provide. Let him provide. Let him provide 100% for your experience. That's what I do. And that lets him know, that's kind of the time that I'm on. You will provide. You will provide. And there's a part of that I will provide. But I don't have a problem with a man paying for lunch, paying for dinners, paying for... Oh, your car needs tires? Let me take it to get tires. Thank you. See? That's it. But I'm going to be honest. Men are not doing that anymore. And quite frankly, women are not, allowing that to happen. I blame both of them. I blame the men for not stepping up. I blame the women for stepping up too much. A man needs to be needed. He wants to be wanted and needs to be needed. And so a man comes into your life and you say, yes, finally, I have been waiting for you. I cannot wait to say that to my husband. I have been waiting for you my whole life. I have been waiting and preparing for you my whole life. And yes, you welcome that with open arms. And do I believe a husband and a wife are a team? Sure. They're a team. I'm not saying, because this was my friend's, this was his argument. So the wife gets to sit at home and have this cushy life while the husband is out here breaking his back, while the husband is out. I'm like, look, bro. First of all, I was a stay-at-home mother and wife. There's nothing cushy about the life I had staying at home. 3 children, at one point, 3 children under 3, and all that entails, and taking care of a big 5-bedroom home, and taking care of, everything in it, preparing all the meals, picking up dry cleaning, juggling everybody's schedule. There ain't nothing cushy about it. And for the record, as a stay-at-home wife and mother, in my mind, it's a 24-hour job. It ain't even 8 hours. It's 24 hours, right? It's all day. It's all night, getting the kids down, dealing with my husband, giving him what he needs. It ain't 8 hours. That's what's so crazy. Y'all actually think that stay-at-home mothers, stay-at-home wives, that, it's cushy. Oh, you're not doing. I'm doing something 24 hours a day. That's what's so crazy. It's like the job technically don't end. At least you get to come home at 5 o'clock. So kill all that noise. So here's what I find is interesting, and then I got to get off of here. This is what I find is interesting. We are making this argument that men have to go 50-50, that they can't do it in 2023. I can't take care of, I can't provide 100%. La, 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 la. Like, my friend is saying this. This is what I said to him. I said, I'm in the market for a wife. He said, what do you mean? I said, I could use some help around here. I could use somebody cooking all the meals or cleaning up the house. I could use some help with my schedule. I could use some help with my businesses, helping schedule clients, calling people, doing notes. I could use some help. I could use a support person. We're going to call it a wife, right? I could use somebody like that. Okay, okay, let's say I get somebody like that. And somebody comes into my home. They live with me. I keep buying all the food I'm buying. I keep paying the mortgage I'm already paying. I pay the light bill, the water bill, the trash, and the sewer. What's different? What's different? I'm going to keep paying all the bills I'm paying right now. The only difference is I now have a wife. I have someone coming in that's helping to make my life better and easier, that's cooking the meals and keeping my home clean and helping me with my businesses. Wow. I'm doing exactly what I'm doing now, and I have a helpmeet. Isn't that interesting? Well, y'all women don't want to just do that. Y'all women want trips, and y'all women want bags, and y'all women want la-da-da-da-da. Well, let me see. Because if having that person now in my home that's helping me and making my life easier, and she's helping grow my business, and my business is now making more money, I guess I could give her some trips or some bags or some, that's so interesting. Because now I don't have to pay for the housekeeper. I don't have to do Uber Eats. I don't have to, I think that kind of makes my life better. Well, y'all want all this stuff, and a lot of y'all won't live within a man's means. Okay, well, I did. I was married to a lowly resident doctor who didn't make a lot of money, but I stayed at home, and I made our home a house a home, and I lived within his means. And he wasn't always making millions, but when he was not, I lived within the money that he made. And as he made more money, our life got better. But if I, as a woman, could take on a wife, 100%, why can't you? I could technically do it. If a wife was dropped at my door and a good wife was going to do all that and take all that stuff off my plate, I would welcome it. I would say, babe, come on in. Come on in. Oh, you going to make meals? 3, 4, 5 nights a week? Great. You going to help me with my business? Great. You going to help me pick up the dry cleaning? Can you make sure my daughter gets to work? Can you do this? Oh, great. I mean, that sounds like a great deal. That sounds like a great deal. Yeah. And guess what? My life then got exponentially better. And yet, I'm paying all the bills that I've been paying. What's the difference? And I sold him the same thing. Are you paying a mortgage? Yeah. Are you paying an electric bill? Water bill? Yeah. Okay. What's the difference? You invite a woman into your home. You invite a woman into your life. And if she's a good woman, if she's a good wife, she takes things off your plate. She makes the load a little lighter at home. She multiplies what you're doing. She makes things better. If you're already paying for everything you got, what's the difference? And I kid y'all not, he would not accept that logic. He would not accept the fact that all you're doing is bringing a woman into what you already have. You're going to keep paying all the bills you've been paying. And she's actually going to keep the house clean, going to keep you fed. She's going to help you with your businesses. She's going to help you with the children. Like, I'm confused why you have a problem with that. Well, no, she needs to work and she needs to bring more. No. Because what you're telling me is you're already providing your lifestyle. Why does she need to add more to that financially? Yeah, that he could not fathom that logic. He just knew that another person came in and that person needed to bring financial resources. Like, that was it. He didn't see anything else. Yeah. But I literally gave him logic. I can afford a wife. Right? I can afford a wife. And I don't have a wife, but I could afford one. I could afford a woman coming into my home and doing all of those home things. I can afford that. And you're telling me you can't afford that? Like, make it make sense. Because you need somewhere to live, which is what you're paying for. You need to have water and lights. You need to have food. Like, what's the difference? I think men are choosing careers they don't like and being resentful. Yeah, it could be. Sounds like he wanted a roommate and not a wife. Yeah, I don't get it. Please help me to understand where I'm using male logic here, and yet it's still not landing. But I just don't understand why you wouldn't bring someone into what you're already providing. Why does she now need to bring in half the money? You're all like, I'm going to live in this house and pay the mortgage. What's the difference? Like I said, I can afford a wife. And quite frankly, y'all, the way life is going, I need one. Like, I need a wife. I need somebody to cook the meals and clean up and all that stuff. Because I'm busy out here now running businesses. Now that my kids are grown, I love doing that stuff. But it's like, yeah, I don't want to juggle both. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. So if I can afford a wife, I'm confused as to why these men need help doing their job. Like, make it make sense. Why do I need to help you do what is your job to do? And again, when we talk about equality, let me break this down to you. Men and women are equal in inherent value. We are not equal in God's design of what we're each to do. Men are biologically stronger than women. Most men are biologically stronger than most women. Women, okay, they have a job that men can't do and will never do, in my opinion. Women have to bear the children. Women have to house the children for 9 months. They have to push the children out into the world. And if they breastfeed the children, then that's another 9 months to a year. Men can't participate in that. So you can't go 50-50 on that. You can't go 50-50 on the child bearing. But yet, there are women, and let me tell y'all, when I looked in those comments of that video, comment after comment after comment, women working while pregnant, women working after the pregnancy. I mean, it was insane. So I have been put in this situation where I have to house another human being and I still got to bring in half of the income. That's insane to me. That's insane. I don't know what that is. And it's like, yeah, my mind can't compute it because I just don't know what that is. I don't understand it. And again, it's something, I don't know, it's something in the water where men are pushing back. Men don't want the responsibility of being a man. And at one point they said, oh, it's hard on my mental health. It's a lot on my shoulders. I have told y'all this phrase before, and I'm going to repeat it here. The weight of the world was built for shoulders, not hips. That's what the weight of the world was built for. You are not going to, if our country goes to war, and what the men look like, well, come on, let's get these women out here to fight. What has happened to us? No, you go and handle your business. You do what is necessary to do to protect your family. And women are the weaker vessel. So it's insane to me. It is absolutely insane where we have landed. I don't know how we got here. I really don't. Yeah. A lot of men. It was like an epidemic. And yes, I'm going to encourage women to soften their stance. Soften your stance so that we can enjoy the protection of men. We can enjoy the provision of men. Soften your stance. I know I do. I don't even think about pulling out my wallet. I don't even think about, I don't even think about doing that foolishness. I am a woman. So soften your stance. I require a man. I require a masculine leader. I cannot be with a man who is not. That's just me. So, yeah, I had a comment where someone said, well, what if the man can't do it right away? Again, do what works for you. If he can pay 60% and you pay 40, if he can pay 70 and you pay 30, do what works for you, right? Everybody at the end of the day, y'all are going to do what works for you. But I just think it's downright sad where we have landed. That's just my opinion. It's sad where we have landed. I can't wrap my head around it. And men keep wanting to try to, no, you're not going to explain to me why men, God designed men. And that's this is the main thing I want to say. And then I got to leave. This is God's design. This is God's design. Y'all want to argue with me? You want to argue with Yada? You want to argue with people who do it? This is God's design. You need to take it up with him. But this is God's design. And the reason why we're in the mess we're in is because we're far away from that. We are so far away from God's original design for men and for women. We are so far off. And it's a mess. Our way does not work. But man is so haughty. We are so prideful. Oh my gosh. We just know we know the right way and the right thing to do, and we don't. And anybody with eyes can see that we don't know what we're doing. But here we are. Oh, and let's do it this way, and let's try polygamy and polygyny, and let's try this. Let's do it so the woman is the breadwinner and the man stay at home. I mean, we just backwards. We just beyond backwards. But you can't tell us nothing. We know what we doing and going to hell in the handbasket. Okay, that's it. All right, I got to go because I got to eat something. I'm jumping into a bunch of sessions tonight. But y'all, please go over there. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please put your comments in the comment section. Put your comments in the comment section here and let me know what you think about this. Because this idea of, and this other thing, but I can't even go off on a tangent. Everybody is so individual. Oh, and it just, that ain't for everybody. Everybody. Okay. Like I said, I just can't even go there because everybody's an individual. Everybody's so different. when y'all really are not. You really are not, but everybody is an individual. Every man is different. Every woman is different. Forget the fact that under God's law, under God's kingdom, he told all y'all the same thing. But y'all are just so individual. You so individual. So, nope. So, I can't even go there. All right. Have a good rest of your afternoon. I'm jumping into a bunch of sessions and I got a ton of paperwork that I still have to do. But this is what the research is showing us. More marriages are becoming like this. Now, what I want to find out is what is the long term? What's the long-term satisfaction for these marriages? And then this is the last thing I'm going to say. A lot of men don't want to hear this, but this is the last comment I'm going to tell you. So this whole statistics y'all keep throwing around about 70%, 75% of marriages are initiated by women. Can I be honest with you? A lot of these divorces that women are initiating is because they are working full time. They are clocking into a second full-time job. Their second job full time. So they are working. They're coming home and doing everything. And they're just done. They're done. They're like, you know what? If I'm going to do everything myself, I will lose 200 pounds. I will drop 200 pounds. And just take it on myself, because the thought of living with another adult person that is not helping you when you're helping them is just too much. It's just too much for a lot of women to bear. So let me get this straight. I'm helping you with your provider role and you're not helping me with my nurturing role. I'm helping you financially and you're not helping with these dishes. You're not helping with this folding these clothes. You're not helping with these kids. Women are tired. They're over it. They're over it. I'm going to keep it real. As a single mother myself, I didn't have no expectations because I knew I'm going to take care of my home. I'm going to handle these bills. Like that was it. That's it. But I'm not going to lie to you. If I had a man laying next to me and I was wore out like that, I'd be livid too. I'd be upset too. Yeah, I'd be upset. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Okay? Have a good rest of your afternoon. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, stay open to love.